Right.
It's in respect to petition I submitted to 5 agencies of the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The EFCC, ICPC, Code of Conduct Bureau, the IGP, and the chairman, NDLEA. And permit me to read direct from the petition. The petition is actually in support of the position publicly taken by Festus Keyamo SAN. And my petition is to support his support for the 72-hour ultimatum to arrest, invite, interrogate, and prosecute one Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and then request for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi to be included. I write this petition in support of the petition submitted to you by one Festus Keyamo SAN, and I wish to adopt all the facts, requests, demands he made in the petition as mine, with additional request that his request should be expanded to include the other 2 major candidates in the forthcoming 2023 general election. The candidates to be added to your investigation are Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress APC and Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party. The issues to be investigated on the additional 2 candidates are: on Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there is urgent need to conduct investigation over strong allegations on his true identity and age. Nigerians deserve to know the truth about the alleged connection between 70-year-old Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu of Lagos State and 85-year-old Lamidi Amoda Sangodele from Iragbiji in Osun State. Nigerians deserve to know if both are one and the same person. That will also clear some doubts and concerns concerning the issues of the primary school and secondary schools he attended, and they consequentially resolve the puzzles surrounding his school certificates. 2, the investigation on that, they need to investigate the allegation of conviction of drug-related crimes in the United States and promptly inform Nigerians of the allegation of what happened, the outcome of the investigation. Nigerian voters deserve to know if Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu actually forfeited the sum of $460,000 to the United States of America for his conviction on narcotics trafficking and money laundering. 3, there are photos and video evidence. This one does not need a whistleblower. Nigerians saw that, of money laundering with bullion van in his private home on the eve of the 2019 presidential election. What did the bullion van deliver at the residence and for what purpose? 4, compelling allegations of corruption and misappropriation of funds and conversion of properties belonging to the state government and Lagos state government. It is in the public domain that his current private homes, 1, 26 Bodilon Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, and 2, the one at Joseph Martin Street off General T.Y. Danjuma Street, Asokoro, and the head office of the TVC at 1 Continental Way, Ikos, Ketu, all belonged to Lagos state government. Your investigation will disclose to Nigerians at what point the Lagos state government was divested of the interest in the choice properties and at what terms. 5, the allegation of using Alpha Beta as the SPV for tax consultancy while serving as the governor of Lagos State. I don't need to define the meaning of SPV because this petition is in support of what Keyamo has written, and he explained it. 6. The maintenance of domiciliary accounts while serving as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, despite the express provisions in the Code of Conduct for Public Officers. These concerns are more worrisome as there are strong allegations that the accounts through which monies were forfeited in the drug prosecution case in the United States remained active even when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. Mr. Peter Obi of Labour Party, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, served the people of Anambra State as a governor. There are certain issues of concern that your agencies need to investigate on. If you had investigated them in the past, Nigerians deserve to know the outcome of your investigation. They are: 1. Allegation of allocation of Anambra State land to a company belonging to his family, Sabimila Nigeria Limited, the producers of Hero Beer, and the investment of over $20 million, equivalent to about 30 billion naira in the same company, when the company allegedly had financial challenges to start productions. 2. Allegations that choice lands were appropriated from the state and given to ShopRite conglomerates in Onitsha, Oka, and Nnewi because he had family investment in the said companies. The allegation of laundering of 250 million in 10 suitcases on October 21st, 2013, found with his driver and in his official vehicle within the premises of his private company, Nest Company Limited in Lagos. The cash involved is obviously above the threshold of cash of 5 million that individuals are expected to be in possession of. 4. The allegation of money laundering published on the Pandora Papers on October 4th, 2021. 5. The allegation of mass murder of 25 bodies found in Ezu River between January 19, 2013 and January 20, 2013, and other human rights abuses allegedly perpetrated in the state when he was the governor, using the notorious Nigerian Police Department known as SARS, with office in Okuzu, Anambra State. 6. The allegation of appropriation of funds meant for the 21 local government areas in Anambra State for 80 years without proportionate investments in the various local government areas through the unconstitutional appointment of caretakers for the local government in the pretense that the court restrained the conduct of the local government elections. But suddenly, that restriction was vacated few days after his successor, Governor Obiano, was elected. 7. Allegation of closure of World Bank funded Anambra State Water Board to pave way for the awards of drilling of hundreds of non-functional boreholes to his friends and cronies in Anambra State. 8. The allegation that he remained a director of Next International, the company that was recently delisted in the United States when he was the governor of Anambra State. In addition to the reasons given by Festus Keyamo, SAN, for the need for your prompt action and prosecution where applicable, your positive response will assist in strengthening our democratic institutions like yours and also deepen our democracy. If any issue raised above had been investigated in the past by your agency, the report should be made public, while steps should be taken to ensure enforcement of our laws. I am aware that the Supreme Court of Nigeria has consistently held that unless a candidate is indicted by the courts, he cannot be disqualified from participating in any election, any elective position. I also know that we have less than 5 weeks to the presidential election, and as such, it will be practically impossible for the Supreme Court of Nigeria to make any final pronouncement on the indictment of any of the candidates. Therefore, I believe that my demanding for the disqualification of any of the candidates at this point could be considered show of desperation to to stop a candidate that seems to be acceptable to Nigerians and to Nigerians, or deliberate efforts to engage in drama meant to entertain myself or constitution of public nuisance. However, I still support the request of the learned say for the investigation and possible prosecution of any of the indicted candidates as a way of sanitizing our electoral system. Finally, our human rights activists like Festus Keyamo should be commended for their courage to remain upright even when they serve in government positions, use government offices, use government paraphernalias to pursue what they claim to be personal ambition. I am a member of the People's Democratic Party, and despite my belief that Mr. Michael Achimugu is a comedian providing comic relief to the tense campaigns at the moment, there is a higher duty of patriotism that selfless activists like Keyamo should be supported at all times, and I'm supporting him at this point. Ultimatum. Take notice that I support Keyamo in the claims that because this matter is of great national importance, I expect you to act with alacrity and a sense of duty within 72 hours of the receipt of this petition. Take further notice that if you fail, refuse, or neglect to act, I shall be filing a joinder in the proceedings that will be initiated by Mr. Festus Keyamo, SAN, to compel you to act. So, as this is meant to be a support for Mr. Keyamo, I have no plans of filing or initiating any proceedings, but the moment he does, I'll be filing a joinder to be a party to his proceedings. Thanks, gentlemen of the press. Yes, the truth is that we are just enjoying ourselves, because the Supreme Court of Nigeria has consistently, even in Atiku case, even in the El-Rufai case, that he cannot have because if police submits any report now, it's just an administrative indictment. So unless and when the court has indicted any of the candidates, you cannot disqualify the candidate. And you and I know that if a candidate is disqualified by the High Court, he will go to the Court of Appeal. If he is disqualified by the Court of Appeal, he has to go to the Supreme Court. So until the Supreme Court has disqualified the candidate, the reality is that you cannot say a candidate has been disqualified. And I'm equally aware that we have less than 5 weeks to the general election. So if I'm saying that they should be disqualified, I'm just trying to entertain myself or probably constitute public nuisance.
Okay, what if the three of them are not disqualified? Don't you think, what if Keyamo will not go ahead and file the suit formally, competent court of law, and then the three of them forge ahead and go into the election with the three candidates?
These agencies you mentioned did not investigate them. Do you think it's okay for the system that works?
You see, that's why
all these allegations
consider all these allegations. For instance, if you ask me, I will not be happy if somebody who has been, if you ask me, I will not be happy if somebody who has been convicted of drug-related crime in US emerges as my president. I will not be happy. That's why I'm not campaigning for him. I will not be happy if somebody who has been accused of moving cash of 250 million, no matter how the money came about, if there is a strict liability offense, that is, nobody is expected to have more than 5 million naira cash, and nothing has been done about that, I will not be happy. That's why I'm not campaigning for them. I've acknowledged, delivered to them before I decided to go public. You can see 5 of them, they've acknowledged. You okay? So there are 8.